So Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro are at it now. I guess this was inevitable. Apparently, this has been going on for a little while, where Candace says that Ben typically disagrees with her on most things, and I guess now, as anybody who's been watching Ben Shapiro for a long time will know that now with this Israel Hamas conflict, he's been he's been pretty on edge, and that seems to be all he's going to be talking about ever. If he's not talking about that, he's just waiting to talk about that. And I feel like he's a little too close to that. I've said that before, but I don't blame him. I mean, who wouldn't be if you're a Jewish person? All this is going on. So I'm going to read this article here. This is by what's this? The Independent. So the Independent sometimes puts out decent stuff depending on what they're talking about. This one I pre-read a little bit. It's not too bad, but it's just mostly the facts. So let's go on this. So Candace Owens blasts emotionally unhinged Ben Shapiro mid online feud. So Candace Owens said that her colleague and fellow right-wing commentator Ben Shapiro should be embarrassed amid an online feud between the pair and accused him of making ad hominem attacks on her. Miss Owens, who is known for her outspoken views on issues including the COVID vaccine and the Black Lives Matter movement, said Mr. Shapiro had thrown her under the bus, also accusing him of being unprofessional and emotionally unhinged. It comes after a video shared online showed Mr. Shapiro speaking at what appeared to be a private event, during which he described Mrs. Owens' faux sophistication of certain issues as disgraceful and ridiculous. The pair both worked together on right-wing news company The Daily Wire. While Mr. Shapiro did not reference a specific thing Miss Owens had said or done in the video, his remarks came following several posts she had made on X. No government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide ever. There is no justification for genocide. I can't believe this needs to be said or is even considered the least bit controversial to state, she wrote on November 3rd. Her comments were taken to be referencing the ongoing conflict between Hamas and Israel in the Middle East, though Miss Owens did not specifically mention it. Well, okay, obviously that's what she's talking about. She does that a little bit. It seems like she'll say something and then like she's not clear on what she's referring, but it's almost like that, that kind of like behind your breath talk, which is a little irritating. Be clear on what you're saying, which is probably what's gotten Ben unhinged on this. But let me continue reading. Speaking to Tucker Carlson for his series Tucker on X, Miss Owens said she still did not have any clarity on Mr. Shapiro's criticism of her, and that his remarks were just ad hominem attacks. I can't respond to it on a level of intellect because there's nothing that he has expressed in that, at least in that short clip, that he fundamentally disagrees with in terms of what I said, she said. I will say that I'm not going to respond with the same ad hominem attack. I don't think it helps further discussion. And if it was me that was caught on a video saying that about colleagues that I work with, I would be embarrassed. So I think that the video speaks more to Ben's character than it speaks to mine. Okay, well, yeah. All right, whatever. Ms. Owens added that she had not been contacted by Mr. Shapiro, who co-founded the Daily Wire in 2015, to discuss their disagreements. Ben and I have had many disagreements, so I don't think that that's particularly something that's interesting. He has taken virtually every stance that has been the opposite of mine on every issue over the last 5 years, so I don't think that's particularly remarkable, she said. Okay, that screams like, talk about hyperbolic there, as if he disagrees with everything she says. Like, I hate when people do this. That's like that sort of victim stance, like, oh, well, I'm not surprised because he just disagrees with everything I say. Like, come on, be an adult about this. I'm totally open to having or to people having a difference in opinion. I would hope that amongst colleagues that it would always be a civil disagreement. And I would never in a private event stand on a table and talk badly about Ben. Miss Owens went on to get, yeah, so what do you mean? You just did talk badly about him. What are you talking about? Miss Owens went on to give tremendous credit to the Daily Wire for allowing differing opinions on the network, but added, I would hope that it would remain respectful and that you wouldn't throw your colleagues under a bus, so to speak. The feud continued on Wednesday evening after Mr. Shapiro responded to another post on X by Miss Owens in which she quoted Bible verse and wrote, "You cannot serve both God and money." And then Ben came back with this. He said, "Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit." It's a pretty strong statement there. Yeah, I don't think he's mincing words there. I don't think he wants her around anymore, which, you know, I guess if she's gonna talking shit about each other, and he's the boss, kind of got to keep your mouth shut a little bit. I think she's, you know, I think she's. This is an ego battle, right? He's the boss. She's part of the organization. She probably thinks she's just as big, so she'll just say what she wants to say and go do her own thing. Which, whatever. Good luck to her, I guess. Doesn't seem like Shapiro's too upset about it. Miss Owens replied, "You've been acting unprofessional and emotionally unhinged for weeks now, and we have all had to sit back and allow it, and have all tried to exercise exceeding understanding for your raw emotion. But you cross a certain line when you come for scripture and read yourself into it. I will not tolerate it." Yeah. So there you go. That's the beef. That's what's going on. That's the feud. I don't know where it's at right now, but I wouldn't be surprised with this kind of ending in maybe parting ways. Maybe Candace is feeling like she's too big for the Daily Wire and she can say what she wants. Maybe Ben's just sick and tired of her opinion on things, or maybe her her sort of backhanded comments on things. I don't know, but either way, these feuds are really fun to watch. So I'm going to continue to watch it, and if they keep giving content to me, I'm going to keep talking about it. So maybe lucky you.